Imagine waking up to a text that says, "You're fired." No warning, no second chance. Before you can even process it, your phone rings. The vet tells you your dog needs emergency surgery. Then, as you're rushing there, your check engine light comes on. For most people, that's the kind of day that feels impossible. But here's the strange part. Two people can go through this exact same situation and have completely different reactions. Let me introduce you to John and Thomas. They're both 35 years old. They both earn around $70,000 a year. They live in the same city. John's day falls apart. His dog gets sick, his truck breaks down. Then he loses his job. He's stranded with almost no money in the bank and no idea what to do next. Thomas faces the exact same problems. His dog needs treatment. His truck stops working. His company lets him go. But instead of panicking, he calmly starts working through the situation. Why? Not because he earns more. Not because he got lucky, because he prepared long before this day ever arrived. The biggest difference between people who struggle with money and people who master it isn't income. It's the Hastane test them. Today, we're looking at 9 signs you understand money better than almost everyone else. If you recognize most of these habits, you're already ahead of the majority of people. Sign number 1, you have an emergency fund. Most people don't think about emergencies until they're forced to pay for one. A broken car, a medical bill, a sudden layoff. Without savings, every unexpected expense turns into debt. People who understand money build an emergency fund before they need it. Even having a few months of living expenses changes everything. A surprise bill becomes an inconvenience instead of a crisis. Losing your job doesn't force you into the first offer that comes along. An emergency fund doesn't make bad things disappear. It simply gives you time to make better decisions. And time is one of the most valuable financial assets anyone can own. Sign number 2. You're not living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck isn't just about income. Many high earners still spend every dollar they make. The problem is simple. If you wait until the end of the month to save what's left, there usually isn't anything left. People who are financially successful reverse the process. They save first, invest first, then they build their lifestyle around what's left. Eventually, that creates breathing room. And once you have breathing room, you stop making desperate financial decisions. You can negotiate for a better job, walk away from bad opportunities, or simply sleep better, knowing one unexpected expense won't ruin your month. Sign number 3, you have more than one income source. Depending on one paycheck means depending on one employer. If that income disappears, everything else is suddenly at risk. That's why financially successful people slowly build additional income streams. It could be dividend income, rental property, consulting work, a small online business, or investments that grow while they sleep. The goal isn't to work twice as many hours. The goal is to create income that isn't tied entirely to your time. Every additional income stream makes you more resilient. Instead of relying on one financial pillar, you're building several, and that's exactly how long-term wealth is created. Sign number 4, you own your car instead of letting it own you. Cars are one of the biggest wealth killers. The average person spends hundreds of dollars every month on car payments for an asset that loses value every year. Now imagine investing that money instead. Over a few decades, those monthly payments could grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. People who understand money don't buy a car to impress strangers. They buy reliable transportation that fits their budget. Someone driving a brand new luxury truck may look wealthy, but they could still owe more on it than it's worth. Meanwhile, the person driving a paid-off used car could be quietly investing the difference every single month. Real wealth rarely looks flashy. It usually looks financially free. Sign number 5, you prepare for the worst before it happens. Most people hope everything will work out. Financially smart people ask a different question. What if it doesn't? What happens if you lose your job tomorrow? How long could your savings support you? Which expenses would you cut first? What would you do if the stock market dropped 40%? Thinking through these situations isn't being negative, it's being prepared. When problems arrive, prepared people already have a plan. That keeps emotions from making expensive decisions. Remember Thomas from the beginning? When his truck broke down and he lost his job, he didn't panic. Not because the situation wasn't serious, because he had already planned for it. Preparation turns emergencies into manageable problems. And that's one of the biggest differences between people who control their money and people controlled by it. We've covered 5 habits so far. Notice something? None of them require you to earn a 6-figure salary. None of them depend on winning the lottery or picking the perfect investment. They're simply habits that make your financial life stronger every year. Now, let's look at the final 4 signs, the habits that separate people who merely earn money from those who build lasting wealth. Sign number 6, you're smart with credit. Credit cards aren't the problem. Using them carelessly is. Many people carry balances month after month, paying high interest on money they've already spent. Financially smart people avoid that trap. They use credit cards for convenience, rewards, and building a strong credit history, but they pay the balance in full every month. A good credit score isn't just a number. It can save you thousands of dollars on mortgages, car loans, and other financing over your lifetime. The goal isn't to borrow more, it's to borrow smarter. Sign number 7, you're investing in the market. Some people think investing is only for the wealthy. In reality, investing is how many people become wealthy. People who understand money don't spend their lives chasing the hottest stock or trying to predict the market. Instead, they invest consistently, month after month, year after year. They know time matters more than timing. The earlier you start, the more compound growth works in your favor. Even small investments made consistently can grow into life-changing amounts over several decades. The hardest part isn't choosing the perfect investment. It's simply getting started and staying invested. Sign number 8. Your lifestyle doesn't grow as fast as your income. Most people get a raise, then immediately find new ways to spend it. A nicer apartment, a newer car, more expensive vacations. Before long, their paycheck is bigger, but their savings aren't. Financially successful people do the opposite. When income increases, they increase their investments first. Then, they enjoy what's left. Over time, that gap between income and spending becomes wealth. Every raise becomes another opportunity to buy freedom instead of more monthly bills. That's how ordinary incomes create extraordinary net worth. Sign number 9. You don't ignore your health to save money. Your health is one of your greatest financial assets. Skipping doctor visits or preventive care might save money today, but small health problems often become expensive emergencies later. Think of it like maintaining a car. Skipping a simple oil change may seem like a smart way to save money until the engine fails. Your body works the same way. Taking care of it isn't an expense. It's an investment that protects both your future health and your future finances. Let's go back to John and Thomas. They earned the same income, faced the same bad day, but their outcomes were completely different. John had no emergency fund, no financial cushion, no backup plan. Every problem became a crisis because he wasn't prepared. Thomas had quietly built good financial habits long before life tested him. He wasn't richer overnight, he was simply ready. And that's what understanding money really looks like. It's not about driving the nicest car or showing off an expensive lifestyle. It's about building a financial system that protects you when life doesn't go according to plan. If you already practice most of these 9 habits, you're ahead of far more people than you probably realize. And if you don't, the good news is every one of these habits can be learned. The best time to start was years ago. The second best time is today. So here's my question for you. Which of these 9 signs do you already have, and which one are you going to work on next? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more practical videos about building wealth, making smarter financial decisions, and creating long-term financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.